Okay, so today we're going to be disassembling the Ruger Mark III 2245 and we're going to be installing the magazine disconnect hammer bushing to remove the magazine disconnect. So this is the actual part that you're going to need, and it's a Midway part 946649, and it's a hammer bushing for the Mark II. And so here's our actual part. It's a $6 part, and you can see how small it is, but it's very good for what it's used for. So the first thing you want to do, as always, make sure the firearm is safe. And so now we need to drop the hammer to disassemble it. We have the magazine in, pull the trigger. Now we can drop the magazine out. What you want to actually do here is you want to pull this lever up, out. It's very new, so it'll take a little bit of persuasion on my part. And one thing I like to do is put that right on the ground there. Just a tiny tap, nothing hard. And so there's your actual piece there. Now you should be able to pull the bolt out. And now, this is probably the hardest part on this firearm for me, since it's so new. This barrel actually has to slide forward to be removed from the frame. And so some people, they can actually just give it a push and it'll push forward. Okay, so this barrel has to slide forward. I'm just going to do a little tap here. And it should actually pop out just like that. And so what you're looking at here is this locks in with the barrel. And so you have to remove the grip panels. It's a T10 torque screw. Here's the actual pin we're going to be knocking out, and if you're careful enough, you don't have to knock it all the way out. You just have to knock it out just past the hammer. And so some of the newer firearms, this takes a little more persuasion to get out. Okay, so broke free there. And like I said, you don't want to push it all the way out. You want to get it just past the hammer. So I gotta go a little bit more. Okay, so now we can actually swing this whole assembly up, and you can see the pin's still in there holding that last piece in. It's not a huge deal if the pin goes all the way out. It just takes a little more work. And so this is the actual pieces we're removing. We don't need all three of those pieces. Those are all being replaced with this single hammer bushing. So we can push those aside, and now we can actually put this back together. And so that's all it's going to take. This can actually swing up, insert that there, and you just want to line all these up, and the pin should push back through. And that was very easy. It just pushed back by hand. You want to make sure that's flush. And now, if this hammer has tension up like this, when we pull the trigger, it releases. So that's the whole point. That's what we want to do. So now we can reassemble it. Start with the barrel. You just want to line that square up. Give it a little push. You want to line it up so the hole's right there. Line up. Okay, so we're good there. You can put the bolt back in. You want to put the springs up, or the spring. Okay, once that's in, make sure those holes are still lined up. And now, here's where the hammer spring bar, I don't know if that's the exact proper name for it, but you want to make sure that's down when you install this. And so you just want to push this up. And that should push up fairly easy. You don't need to bang that. And now, that hammer bar, you need it to drop down and basically ride that up. And the whole point there, see how there's a little tension there. That's what you want. The whole point there is it locks in and the spring is in here. So now that's being pushed up when I cock the hammer. So we cock the hammer. That's the ultimate test. No magazine and the hammer will drop. And the other advantage is, look at that. Push the magazine release in and that magazine will shoot out. No more fumbling. That's all there is to it. Fairly simple. Probably took me what? 10 minutes total. Disassemble, insert the part, reassemble.